beautiful YouTube family. If you caught me last week, I was struggling with that countdown, so that's what I was referring to. We're just going to dive right into the messages, the energy here, but before we do that, I don't know if you can see my shirt here. It says, just breathe, and holy energies, right? We're coming out of this post full moon. We're still in that energy. So yes, before we get started here, let's just take a deep breath. Let's just take one deep breath together and just breathe. When we relax the body, the mind follows. And so I have a few notes here. I'm going to speak a bit on creation, and then I'll share a couple other messages I was receiving that were coming through. It was interesting because before I hopped in the tub, I always do specific tools, techniques to prepare myself before these messages so I'm clear. And often I have the thought, like, what am I going to speak about? And I thought I was just going to let it be open, but I do have a bit of notes here. Spirit had other ideas, other plans. So I will speak a bit on these few things, and then we will tap into the cards and see how it corresponds, confirms, get further messages, clarification with the cards. And as always, if something resonates for you here and you would like to see more of me, if the message resonates, if my energy resonates, you could join our private soul tribe, our Patreon community. There are extended messages every week after the YouTube message, and then I also share almost daily. There's other channeled messages, there's other tips, tricks, tools, practices, whatever I'm learning. Typically, I tend to share it because as we share something, we reiterate it, we learn it again as we teach it, right? That's how we hold the teachings we have learned. We don't, the only way you can keep anything is to give it away. So yes, link for the Patreon community in the pinned comments below and in the description box. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, just a few housekeeping items. If you do want to start your wellness journey and you would like access, if you'd like to purchase the app I use, let's see, what's the date? The 12th, no, it's the 13th. So through the 17th, 4 more days here, depending on when you are finding this video. You can join me and get a year access for free, 1 year membership, and then you get an additional year. So you get 24 months for the price of 12. Fitness, mindset, thousands of recipes, all the things. I've been doing these workouts myself almost a decade and a half, and I never get bored with it. Like this morning, I knew it was hair washing day. I did a quick 20-minute cardio, and then I wanted a little extra. So there's a boat ton of 5-minute, like fivers they call them. So then I did an additional 5-minute abs, moving the energy, all of this energy in addition to the full moon energy, right? We have the solar flare activity and a gazillion things going on astrologically. I won't even dive into that or we would be here forever. But know that many of the outer planets are changing signs this year. The nodes of fate just changed, so we just started a new 18-month cycle there. We have Venus retrograde here starting in just under a couple weeks, so we are already in that pre-shadow period, and that goes through, is that April 1st or middle of April? So that's going to be, think relationship review. And reminder, relationship to ourself is the most important relationship, right? So on creation here, I create, we should create, we are here to create, right? We create, we express, we share, because to not do so is to stifle our spirit. But and when you share freely and you remind yourself you can release, so I share because otherwise those emotions, what I have to share is stuck within me, and it either causes dis-ease, right? Like we talked last week, I think, I don't remember if this was YouTube or Patreon, but the opposite of expression is depression. And when we hold in those things that we are here meant to share, we turn on ourselves energetically, physically, cellularly, all the things. So, but yes, it helps when you remind yourself you are not, your job is to share, allow spirit to flow, but you're not in charge of how you are perceived and received. Like this heavy burden, this weight just falls off your shoulders because you realize, oh, it's not up to me how someone else perceives it, and everyone is going to receive it through their own filter, their own lens, and it's going to mean something to everyone, to each of us. It's going to mean something different for each of us. On that, we're going to tap into the cards here. If you would like to receive a message that's more personal to you, your life experience, your life situation, feel free to like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. This is a form of energy transfer, and it's like you giving me energetic permission to tap into your energy, because you know these are collective messages, so I'm tapping into a group of energies. But yes, you can go ahead and give that permission if you would like me to tap into your energy, if you would like to receive something that's more personalized, that will be more beneficial for you. Remember, what we can see with our physical eyes, the scene is such a small percentage in proportion to the energy, how energetics work here. Wow, yeah. Sing your own song. It makes sense. I pulled this throat release twice when I was pulling some cards for me this morning, so I wasn't surprised when the messages flooded in that I should share on creating using our voice, right? Expression. So yes, sing your own song. Again, this has been a repeat for us. This is like a Wayne Dyer quote. Don't die with your music still in you. We are here to sing our unique song, right? And also know, on that sharing, being fearful about sharing, the only reason you would be fearful about sharing is if you are feeling some sort of guilt and shame. And just remind yourself, guilt and shame are learned emotions. Think of a baby when they are born, right? They never feel guilty or ashamed, even when they poop their pants or they're laying there naked, you know. Shame and guilt are not introduced until it's introduced from an outside source, a human, society, whatever, from someone else's projection. So just remind yourself that shame and guilt is not yours and you don't have to carry it. Yeah, life is speeding up here, like I was talking about with all of those outer planets changing signs. This is a significant year, a number 9 year, endings and beginnings both. And it's also the year of the snake, right? So we are shedding skin, shedding old layers, versions of ourselves here, and using our mind wisely, because we know how this works now. Just looking at my notes to make sure I covered everything. And also on change, you know, typically I hop on here on a Friday. It's Thursday today. Do something differently. I'm actually switching it up because I'm hoping to get my errands done, be able to leave the house tomorrow. It's like the only day of the week. It's going to be above 0 degrees here. I think it's like -10 right now. It was -15 when I woke up this morning, but change, do something differently, right? All change is initiated with an inner change. And so maybe you don't have the capability to make a huge change. Take a different route to work. Take the scenic route, right? Take a route you haven't taken before. Maybe switch up the routine, the order of the things you do in the morning. Sleep on the other side of the bed. This was suggested the other day, and I love that. Actually, you could even put your head at the feet of your bed. I started doing that last year when I rearranged my bedroom. It just worked better for how I could see the TV from my bed, and I can't even begin to describe you how that one change switched things up for me. So yes, just do something a bit differently, because if we continue to do these habitual patterns, right, do the things the same way we have always done them, then it's kind of hard to see things with fresh eyes, get a new perspective, right? Allow the new to drop in if we're so stuck in our rigid ways. Yeah, and watch your words, use your mind wisely, and I love that. So sing your song and know that your words, they're not just words, right? They're creating the house you live in. They're also creating the external house you live in, right? We're creating the reality around us as well. Let's see here. Bring a gentle touch. That speaks on maybe dear, significant for you. This speaks on easy does it, right? Lightness of being, releasing these layers in this year of change, right? Number 9 year, snake year. You can feel things deeply without carrying a heavy load, right? Like tread lightly, you can feel things deeply, and that speaks on the present moment. Be where you are, feel what you need to, but don't let it linger, and also don't get caught up on the future here. We're going to tap in with our unicorn deck. Yeah, soul healing, align with your essence, see your true colors. Words are hard, gosh. Pure intention, find clarity and surrender your ego. That's that mind chatter, right? When we move beyond the mind chatter, when we release the ego, would be those picked up traits, right? Those shame, guilt, worrying about what other people will think. Instead of worrying about what other people will think, worry about those that won't hear the message you are here to share if you shy away from sharing it for fear of persecution, right? Know that no one can judge you for a thing. The judgment can't affect you unless you also are judging yourself for that thing. And if that's the case, look within, figure out why. Where did I pick that up? Where did I begin to believe I should judge myself for this thing, right? That inner child healing. Listen to your heart, I always say that. Awaken psychic abilities. Tune in to the infinite. Again, right? You came with a plan, you came with a blueprint. We're not disconnected from that, right? We just forgot. And that was part of the plan as well. So we could remember again for the experience of it, the delightful experience of it. Speaking on all those solar flares and the light activity, let's tap in with our Work Your Light deck. And then maybe we'll, just thinking out loud here, see what we're balancing. Get us a chakra card here. The Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul, tribe, trust yourself. Trust that what's fading away, what's falling out of your life has already served its purpose, and what's meant for you is already being drawn to you because you are being authentic, right? You're sharing your voice, you're singing your song. The Age of Light, yeah. You've been training for this for lifetimes. This is the lifetime where we step out of the cave and we share freely, and knowing it's an honor to do so. Yeah. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. If you feel yourself longing, yearning for something, take that as an indication, a clue that you are yearning for connection with your God self, with your higher self, with our creator, and take that time to go within. Any questions you have, the guidance will be found within. When, with these messages, anytime you get a message, receive a message from someone outside of you, it's only in hopes of sparking a remembrance in you. And again, we're tapping into the current energy, right? So these are potentials, what could play out. Even when you get a personal reading, know that it's not someone telling you this is exactly how it's going to go for you. It's someone guiding you, saying these are the steps you could take, these are the roadblocks that could come upon your path, and this is how you could handle it. Best handle it for your growth and expansion, right? But energy is always shifting. Energy is always changing. There are no guarantees, so it's all just about potentials. But that should excite you, not make you fearful. Like there's an unlimited amount of potentials and opportunities we can tap into here. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you even when you feel alone. No, you're not. Your loved ones that have already passed, your angels, ancestors, guides are just as close as your breath, but free will, we just have to ask for them, right? Unbound, releasing soul contracts, patterns, past lives, yeah, releasing that, abandoning ourselves, like I was just saying, right? Anything you're losing, any connections you're losing, they were just a match to a version of you that you no longer are, now that we are releasing these layers so quickly, right? The quickening here. So trust the niggle. What is the niggle trying to tell you? What is your higher self trying to tell you? Let's tap in with our balance deck here. I'm just kind of curious, see where this Patreon message is going to lead. But definitely sharing our voice, authenticity, soul tribe. Maybe we'll tap into the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies because we haven't done that for a couple weeks anyway. Boundaries and attachment, yeah. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Where are you attaching yourself to stories that no longer serve, to versions of you that no longer are a thing, right? That are no longer relevant? Where are you attaching yourself to old identities, old jobs, maybe old people, old patterns? When you're being asked to expand, knowing we're never asked to, like, you release something, right? Think of it like a vacuum. Nothing remains empty for long. So know that when you release, that space will be made full again. Yeah. Fall to winter here. Seasons changing. Each thing has its season. Just trust it all. And again, if you're being asked to let go of something, you can trust that as well. I'm going to get a chakra card for us here in case you want to dive a little deeper. You could do like a guided meditation. I love the 10-minute guided meditations on YouTube. Yeah, makes sense. Sacral chakra, your sensuality, your ability to feel safe, right? This is right above the root here. So When we feel safe and secure, stable in our place in space, that's what I always think of with the root chakra, place in space, then we can explore these desires, sensual experiences, what delights us, right? What makes us uniquely us. Sometimes we forget that when we are performing or people pleasing or putting everyone else's needs, expectations, requirements above our own. I know for so long I believed that I couldn't be happy. I couldn't focus on myself until everyone else around me was happy and content. And I noticed after many years, I'm sure you have noticed as well, you can never please everyone. I have my little Wayne Dyer book here I flip through and read a message every day. And one of them I get often, he speaks on you can never please everyone. And if you please even half of the people, consider yourself, consider a job well done. But this message, I loved it so much that came through this morning. I'm actually going to make a meme. I'm going to find a picture and make a quote thing with it, but I want to share it with y'all here, I guess. You can make your life into a grand, ever-evolving work of art. The key is your thoughts, the wondrous, invisible part of you that is your spiritual soul. And I love that because we said use our words wisely, use our mind wisely. Also, this, I don't remember if I shared this last week, but it came through when I was journaling sometime in the last week. Your life here is the dream of your soul. You chose to be here. You were excited about being here. So if you're not feeling that way, dig deep, lean into your spiritual tools and figure out why that is. Get to the root of that because we need you. We need you to share your voice. We need your light now more than ever. If you are interested in some personal guidance, drop a comment below and I will reach out to set something up. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, if you would like access to the video series I created, and I already mentioned if you want to start your wellness journey. So yes, if you're needing something, reach out and I will be in touch. Wishing you a wonderful remainder of the weekend. I would love to hear how you are feeling in these energies, what resonated for you, what you would like to see more of. It's nice to have that live chat feature and then the comments, right? So we can grow, expand this community. I know many of us feel isolated in our physical place and space, and that is divine as well, right? We are all strategically placed for light purposes, but I know the social media platforms, the community. I just had an hour and a half FaceTime with my girlfriend from the Netherlands this weekend, and that never would have happened had I not started sharing my voice freely, but also expanded and created these platforms and these groups, my social media group or my Facebook healing group. I think it'll be 3 years in May that I started it, but we're up to like 25,000 now and I had no idea. I just wanted a place to share all of my recovery tips, tools, my readings, what I was learning. Because again, if we keep it within us, right, depression, and also as we share it, we learn it, right? Don't think you need to be a master before you can begin sharing. You can teach on the things before you feel like you have solidified them and you know them forevermore. And again, they will solidify as you share them. So we only keep what we give away, share what you want to learn, teach what you want to learn. Yes. Oh, and then I'm going to go probably freshen up, get a drink, and then extend this, get the Patreon community message recorded, our private soul tribe. So if you would like to see more of me, would love to have you join us there. Until next time, I'm done for real.